Steady here with Chain Breakers Garden. Just gonna give you a quick update. I remember the other night I had talked about succession planting. Remember that we're going into the fall and winter season now, so it's great to start thinking about what you're gonna plant. Succession just meaning you're transitioning from summer to fall to winter crops. So out goes the cucumbers, the bell peppers, the tomatoes, the watermelon and cantaloupes, and all of those good summer delicious treats. In comes your roughages and the cabbage and lettuce and broccoli and Brussels sprouts and all of those things. So I start by planting here in zone 9, I believe zone 9A, in September, late August, early September, mid-September. Remember, I'm in zone 9, so that's the Carolinas, that's Georgia, Alabama, Mississippi, Louisiana, parts of Texas. Not all parts of Louisiana, though. A lot of that falls into zone 10, so as well as Florida and California, parts of New Mexico, places that never get cold. That's when I begin my planting in around this time. Now, if you're up higher, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, you should probably already have these in the ground because your winter is going to come a whole lot faster than ours, and your winter is probably going to be way more significant than ours as well. So today I'm just going to give you just a few plants that I've already begun to grow. So let me run those down for you. Let's see if I can get it to show up. First on the table is, of course, shout out to Baker Seeds once again, giant leek. That's just your big onions, just a big gigantic onion. I think they get, pretty tall. I know over a foot. They have the potential to get over a foot tall. Of course, the leek's just an onion. It needs it, and great for the winter, early spring. I'm gonna try growing mine this year, late winter. It's my first time ever growing them, so we'll see how that goes. Brussels sprouts, right? Okay, so remember I had that Brussels sprout patch out back. It did terrible, and I'm okay with that. Of course, Brussels sprouts love the winter, so you probably want to go ahead and start thinking about them. Nero de Toscano, right? So that's dinosaur kale, pretty plant, like dinosaur cabbage, one of the two. Beautiful plant, huge, gigantic plant. So it's like a cabbage on steroids. Let's see, purple ladybug choy. Another green hails from Asia. This one's purple. I figured that I wanted a little bit of color in the garden this year. So same deal. It's another roughage. It needs to be planted in the winter. Of course, old Southern fashion Moor's Head collards. Now I have collards seeds, but my germination rate doesn't look very successful. My germination rate, it looks terrible right now. I've only got 2 out of the probably 30 seeds that I put in my setup. So, I'm probably doing something wrong, but either that or they didn't get pollinated all that well. Last but not least, 1,000 head kale. It's again a big green. It's like once again a collard on steroids. Gets pretty tall. I got all these seeds from Baker Seeds too, so they're shipping pretty fast. All right, and here's my setup. Okay, so I just basically take my seeds and start them inside. All right. Let's see if we get them all in the shot. Okay, and so that's basically from the kale to the collards to the lettuce. Oh, I didn't show lettuce, but lettuce is in here. Brussels sprouts. Pretty much everything that I showed on the first one, just a few seconds ago, the leeks and everything. So I started them in here. Now my compost is a mushroom compost that I use to fill up these little crates. I got these from Home Depot for about $10, I think. Probably less than that. They're on sale. But the soil that I use is what did I say? Mushroom compost. Yeah, so I use mushroom compost along with the compost that I already have, and I mix that in as well with some regular potting mix. So it gives a pretty good porous mixture, holds moisture pretty well, but I don't want it to hold too much moisture. the light setup. All right, so these lights, you don't have to go out and spend a bunch of money for lights. These are $10. In fact, I got them from big box chain store, Walmart. You see that great value on it, baby. So you know, I saved some money. So this, they're 8 watts for the most part. They're supposed to be 25,000 hours. You probably can get that out of it too. So they're just $10 a piece. I just put them in these here. Remember, I don't need a big expensive grow light because eventually these are going to go out into the garden, right? But if you were growing using a drip feed system, which is no soil involved, you're gonna need something probably a whole lot better than these two little light bulbs in here. So if you're doing a drip system, that's no soil involved, just straight moisture feeding your roots, this is not gonna work, I don't think. But if you're doing something that you're planting something that just needs to go out in a few months or a few weeks, this should do you very well. That's pretty much it, guys. So remember, this is the time of year you need to start thinking about this stuff. If you really want to do a winter garden, if not, remember, just succession can also be started by just taking your old crops, tilling them back, go down to a tractor supply store, get you one of those big deer feeding packets. It consists of like peas and barley and oats and clover. It's about $20. I think it's a pretty big pack. And that's what deer hunters just use to bait their deer. You can use that, take it, throw it out over where your garden was, and just let it go. All right. That will then keep your soil revitalized. It will do some things, convert nitrogen, all that good stuff, add stuff back to it. Cut it back before it more than likely starts to flower. So you save nitrogen that way into the soil, and then springtime, just till it back. But if you're not gonna do that, go ahead, start your garden. Start it on indoors. If you're, like I said, if you're up higher, so on 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, go ahead and start outside. Like, you should have probably already done that. But remember, broccoli, carrots, Brussels sprouts, lettuce, bok choys, leeks, all that good stuff. All that stuff. You can go ahead and go outside now. So just because it's the winter time doesn't mean that that you have to come inside, right? That's the great thing about God. It's the great thing about Mother Nature. You know what I'm saying? It's nonstop. Only humans have decided that it was, summer's only good for cantaloupe. And as you can see, look at that. That's a monster out there. So I got a lot of work to do. Like even the sweet potato that I planted a few weeks ago has taken over. So I got a lot of work to do. And but just start thinking about that, guys. So I thank you so much for watching. I appreciate the likes, the mentions, the shares, the subscriptions. I appreciate that. So as I say, I pray that the atmosphere you move in, you're working, that you're living in, that you're growing in is of nothing but God. I pray that you and your family and everyone that you love, I pray you guys continue to stay covered. Thank you so much for watching. Have a great day. Let's get it again.